It's been a long day without you, my friend. And I'll tell you all about it. Cause MKZ is fucking back, man. And welcome back to another episode of
Mm.
MKZ The Podcast, man. We back with the main guys, man. French, how you living?
Living great, man. Can't complain.
Colin still got that headshot in the background. We love it. We love it. Key, how you living?
Feel me? That's a little French.
Little French.
Oh,
Key, how you living?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. For once, you say I'm good. I won't say life is slick. Whatever you saying.
There you go. I love it. See,
Yeah.
we got to switch your mindset more positive, nigga.
No, this shit sucked, nigga. Fuck that.
Oh shit.
Hey
Okay.
Smack, how you feeling?
We feeling good, man. We just ready to get up out of here, boy.
Hey, before we even start the episode, before I say anything, can we take a second to appreciate McKinley's lineup?
Yeah.
Yeah, put it closer to the camera. Put it closer
Got
to
you,
the camera.
got you.
Put it closer to the camera so we can see that.
Play
Oh
Regis.
yeah, boy, Reggie. All right, all right, don't do so much, nigga. You ugly. No, man.
No G. Don't ever forget it. Don't ever forget it.
Nah, he got
And
a
then
dime.
niggas.
He got a dime, so he's doing better than a lot of us.
You're right. You're right. You're
But
right. You're right. You're right.
anyway, man, we're back with another episode of MKZ the Podcast, man. It's been a long time, I know. It's been, well, it hasn't even been that long. It's probably been like 2 weeks, some change. So we're doing a bit better with staying on point with the episodes. We're trying to drop more frequently, but same thing we've been saying since episode 2. Niggas be busy.
Yeah.
Niggas be busy. So we're trying our best to keep it rolling for y'all, but we wanted to kind of switch it up, kind of get back to our roots, what we was doing earlier on with the episodes, especially with sports kind of slowing down right now. And I know we got March. I know playoffs coming up for the NBA. We're definitely gonna be here to talk about that. March Madness just started up, so when it gets into more of the thick of things, we got French on board now, and I don't know if y'all know, but he a college
March
basketball
Madness.
French Madness for real. He a college basketball enthusiast, so we're definitely gonna drop
Yes,
some shit
sir.
about college basketball. But with sports slowing down, we wanted to bring y'all another life episode. Um, check in on y'all, make sure y'all doing straight with dealing with everything that life has to offer. Like he said, the shit could suck sometimes, but we love it at the end of the
Donald
well,
Trump.
debatable. We gonna get there at the end of the day. Let me say that we gonna get there at the end of the day. So, just keep
Mhm.
pushing, keep striving, keep give us one more day if you got it, and we gonna make it together. So
Take it. Take it one day at a time.
take it one day at a time. That's all you can really do. So for today's life episode, we wanted to talk about something that's actually pretty fresh off the presses right now. For those of y'all that don't know, it's currently Thursday, March 21st, which happens to be, as Key does his hair in the middle of the episode, it happens to be, it happens to be,
Yo.
y'all peep that shit? Hey, he fine though. It happened to be, that very anticipated, Freaknik documentary that just dropped on Hulu. So, a lot of us we haven't even really gotten a chance to watch it like that. I watched like half of it, and I was just detailing them and our planning before the episode about what they were talking about. But if we're not gonna, no spoilers. Let me just start off by saying it's gonna be a spoiler-free episode if you want to go check it out. But we want to just talk about some of the things that the documentary was depicting and some of the things that the documentary was talking about. So, just a very general basis. I mean, a lot of people probably know if you know your black, American Black history, or you're aware of just the real things that have gone on. And these niggas can't take nothing serious. You see how these niggas
Boy. Keep
Uh,
on going,
What is going,
right?
man? What is
Man,
going?
you be
Keep on going, invite me.
yeah, he crazy as hell.
Keep going, keep going. My bad, my
But
bad, my
nah, but yeah, so Freaknik essentially was, this big gathering of us at in Atlanta, Georgia, for the most part. And it was essentially, just a celebration of black culture. It really was. I know what most people think about Freaknik is the crazy side, the nasty side,
yeah.
the freaky side, if you want, if you will. But if you watch the documentary, you know that wasn't the origins of the event, and it was just something that it translated into. But just watching it, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not done with it, so I don't know how it finished yet. But from what I've seen, like I said, it's really just a celebration of Black culture. So we wanted to kind of use this episode to talk about kind of how Black culture has shifted for the most part in our society. Like, we're gonna get everybody's input on the conversation, but for the most part, like, you had people back in the 80s and the 90s at these Freaknik events, and they was just living lively. They were outward with their blackness. They were very celebratory of their culture, very celebratory of, what makes them them. And I feel like sometimes these days, whether it's society or whether it's, our own doing, we might feel a lot of times very repressed and closed off with the way we want to express ourselves in the world. So we wanted to try to use this episode to discuss why that is, and like, just what transpired that kind of had us, take a step back from celebrating, our blackness, so to speak. And I'm talking black, I mean, I'm Nigerian, we got two Haitians, we got Jamaican, and that's running MKZ. So, we have a collection of foreign culture in one location, but we're very prideful for the most part of our American roots and our American upbringing. So, we're just gonna culminate all that and have a quick discussion about it. So, I know Smack has some very good points just as far as the opportunities that are available for us Black folks. So maybe we start on that aspect of how, you know, our opportunity is these days as far as, where how you can make it, or at least the stereotypical ways of making it in America. So Smack, if you want to take off and start us off with a good discussion, I would love to hear.
It starts off in my ethics class. We're talking about how in race, how we have black people, we have a sense of destiny, when it comes to especially like sports, on how, oh, like, this is our way to make it. This is like the only thing we could probably do. Aside maybe like music on the other hand, but like really more sports is like perpetuated in our community, the most acceptable thing of like how we could be successful. Go ahead, Keith.
Is your professor black?
No, he's Jewish.
He should be saying shit. Yeah, yeah. He should be saying shit about shit. He should-
I had to walk off for that one, but he's making great he's making great points though. So that's
It's
Go
funny
ahead.
in the class. I'm the only black person in that class. It's like we have a Finnish
Wow.
person. We
Oh, shit.
McKinley,
so
no, that's information you're supposed to keep under wraps, man.
Oh my gosh.
so yeah, literally, it's just now we're on the topic of race. So it's just it's a lot of the ass has been concentrated towards my end. So
Mhm.
on my perspective, so
Sugar and me.
it is what it
Okay.
is.
I bet.
Nah, but continue though. You
Go
speaking real
ahead.
shit though.
So yeah, talking about our sense of destiny. So like I feel like over the course of time, like it has gotten a little bit better. Obviously, a lot of people have just been more open to being more entrepreneurial. Having their own brands, clothing. We were getting into more technology, engineering. We're seeing a lot more black people in STEM programs. You know, so I feel like it's been okay, but still like even like 10 even like for me, like, and I'm pretty sure y'all guys could relate. Younger, like we all thought of like just going to the league, like nothing really, nothing much else besides that. Even though that's really every kid's young dream, but like really on our among all our friends, among all our black friends, it's like that's really just the main thing is that's perpetuated. And we seen before, like with some of the athletes, like the guys who probably don't make it to college or don't make it to the league, we see the routes that they take. Whether it be, trying to be a rapper or, just being a part of a gang or just scamming. We
Selling
all see
drugs.
lots of guys head down that path.
That's very true. That's very true. And like he said, like it kind of feels like these are the avenues that, most black people, I guess, that are relatively sheltered within their own neighborhoods or within their own cities or whatever the case may be. It seems like that's the only out for a lot of people. It seems like, the only way to make it in the world is to make it to the league. It seems like the only way to make it in the world is to be headlining Rolling Loud, or to be at, to be on tour or something crazy like that. So, you did bring out great points about how it's gotten a bit more open from the perspective of, just advocating for education, making sure that we're all, able to handle ourselves when we go into the real world because, the real world is more than just dribbling the basketball and holding the mic. But, you know, I want to touch on one thing you said just about the just the perpetuating of it and the exuding of it, like for the most part, like do you guys think that, and I'll ask French this question, do you guys think that that
Yeah.
comes from, because he mentioned, and good mentioned that, like, essentially that's every kid's dream, they love sports, they want to make it to the league, even, white, black,
Hmm.
brown, Asian, yellow, blue, whatever, everybody wants to make it to the league at the end of the day. But you see that very stereotypically assigned to our people and to our culture. So, French, do you think that comes from a perspective of what society, or the box that kind of society kind of confides us in, or do you view that from the perspective of, that just being one of our passions for the most part?
I mean, honestly, it can go both ways because really it depends on your upbringing. I want to say. So, like, usually, I mean, think about it. Like, if we're talking realistically, like, kid that grows up in the hood and stuff like that. You feel me? They only what they're preached is you either make it to the league, you're either a rapper, or you feel me, you're gonna be in the streets or something like that. You feel me? So I feel
Right.
like it's more of like a, you know, like it's your decision for real. Like you really gotta pick your route. You feel me? Like because sometimes it might be like if you make it stereotypical, then it's gonna be stereotypical. But I feel like there's more like nowadays there's so many different opportunities to make it out. You feel me? Like though I feel like the world like really like changed like because they have so many different like ways that you could just go like we got cybersecurity you could do. You could be like a firefighter or whatever. Like it's many too many options, bro. But like, yeah, I just feel like you got to really just open yourself up and like get out of your comfort zone for real. That's just how I feel about it.
Right, right. I like the way you talked about upbringing because it definitely is based on your upbringing, and like I said, and like you
Yeah.
said, your preferences. Because especially,
Mhm.
I want to touch on the upbringing part. I said briefly that we all come from relatively either African or Caribbean households, so we know
Yeah.
that that is very much, and this stuff that our parents have preached to us as we were growing up. It's different from growing up in an American black household that doesn't know much about their roots or doesn't know much about where they came from, or has no other experience to talk about other than you know America and being black in
Yeah.
America. So it definitely is your upbringing because, for instance, like you said, we got cybersecurity, you got public work like being a firefighter, being a police officer, being, you know, a medic or something of that nature. It's like those weren't things that are preached in, to my knowledge, in the American household as frequently as they may be in the Caribbean or the African, because in our households, the main focus is what? Education. The main focus is what?
Hmm.
Make sure you're doing good in your studies. Why are you not studying?
Yeah.
We just trying to run it up on MKZ on the 2K. They talking about why you're not in the books. You see what I mean?
Waiting on the bus. Nah, for real.
Why you not in the books? So it's like, that was the focus in our household, and that's where we can, kind of differ from the stereotypical, for to go back to that point,
Yeah.
American household. But speaking about stereotypes, I know Key
Oh,
spoke about.
I wanted to
No, go ahead.
add on to your point and the Sean's point. Like, I feel like partly to that is like our communities too. Like, cause we all know growing up, like along with our friends, is like even amongst us, like I mean, not speaking for us like specifically, but like just in general, like other friend groups, whatever. It may not be like perpetuated, like oh yeah, it's cool to do, be a firefighter, because some guys or some like groups be like, oh that's lame, like why are you working like a government job, like
Yeah.
that's lame. Like that shit ain't cool.
Exactly.
So I
Exactly.
feel like part of like community and like the friend groups like
Yeah. Your
are a big
surroundings.
reason too, because obviously, like Sean said, if you're in the hood, like ain't nobody perpetuating that. Like working a government job, it's like fuck the feds and fuck America. Like we just gonna just run it up, get money. But it's like you
Yeah.
know you got to know how to like do it in a certain way. You feel me? Because you know we're minoritized and we're so separated as a community in general. So it's just like you can't be down on people or saying it's uncool to like be a part of science. I like liking science things like using like calling kids nerds and all that. Using negative connotations like really just
Four
forcing
eyes.
people. You feel me? Like making it uncool to seem like having like being smart. It's like I feel like that's just
French, you an asshole. He can't take nothing serious.
I was about to call you out for us.
Hell nah.
But yeah, it's just like, making
Okay.
it seem like it's uncool to get a good education or just like, that shows some
Yeah.
level of intelligence.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's very true. That's very true. And like you said, our friend groups they play a big part in the upbringing because when we're not with our family, who are we with? We're with our classmates. We're with our peers. We're with our homies. We're with our friends. So you know, like the old saying goes, you are the company that you keep. It's essentially what it is, and that's why you have to be very cognizant and very aware of some of the people you keep around you because, they can before you know it, they could tear you down in a way that you never envisioned for yourself. So, that's a very significant factor. And it's like, it's like what we prioritize, right? It's like, okay, like McKinley said, you down me for or you got jokes or you ridicule me for having fascinations in science or having fascinations in tech or having fascinations in anime is now blowing up in the black community, but that was a thing that was looked down upon when we was younger. So it's like
Mhm.
you're suppressing my intelligence and my creativity, but you glorify me having hoes. You glorify me having bread. You glorify me scamming. You glorify me doing all this extra shit. You feel me? Like it really is what we prioritize and how we view ourselves and what we think we are capable of becoming. So to transfer over to Key, I want to get Key in on the conversation. He did bring up a good point about stereotypes. Now that we're on this topic of the stereotypes, do you want to share what you had to say? You want to say that for later in the episode because it's real and it's something that I believe in too. I think it's something that is controlled by a said entity, and I'll let you speak on it if you choose to.
Only how the government's controlling us to think do dumb shit.
Hey, you said
Bro,
you said it on me. It's real though.
I forgot what class I was in. I think I was also in my ethics class. Oh my gosh, that was ethics. It was one class about health ethics.
Mhm.
But and just starting from the beginning, before you even go to school, and those rugged areas in the hood, a lot of people don't go to grocery stores like a Walmart or a Publix or a Target or Costco's there's nothing in that area. Most of them don't have cars. Most barely get a job. They live off welfare, and it's just like there's no support for them. And a lot of them just come up with that mindset. That's why, like, it's a stereotype of like, oh, a lot of young kids. Like you said, growing up for me, it was I couldn't even play sports before school. My dad said education. Like
Yeah.
I couldn't even get to a sports team unless I was in school. So for me and us, it's different because like even my cousins and stuff were Jamaican. That's a huge thing in education. But for other people, a lot of people don't even have their dads. A lot of people don't know their moms. A lot of people grow up in like freaking projects. I know people that grew up in the projects, and a lot of them didn't have anything. So they would probably see some cool nigga in the streets that was selling drugs, had nice little clothes, whatever. They just thought that was their idol, that was their hero, and they had no choice because they were just in this area and it sucks because I don't know if you guys watch Abbott Elementary because it's a great visualization of it. But in Abbott Elementary, there's some teachers that just don't care, and teachers that like really want to try, but they're not getting funded. They're getting books that's still made back in 1935, like old books.
Yeah.
And they go into these, you give to these young kids growing up, and these young kids, they're not trying to hear that, da, da, da. And a lot of it is like you said earlier, a lot of it's you applying yourself and putting out hard work. And it's like if we never seen someone do that before, if we never had anybody do it before, if everybody around us is selling drugs and doing this shit, and no one really cares a fuck about education, it's all about work, 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 and making money.
Mhm.
How are we gonna build up young folks, young black folks, or even like Spanish or wherever, anybody in those areas? how are we gonna build them up to be a lawyer or a doctor? Of course, the only thing they will see or hear of is LeBron James or see Dwayne Wade on the screen. You know, like a lot of us grew up on that, and a lot of us seen that stuff, and that's just what it is. Like I feel like personally, that's what the, that's what the people do. They say put us down, and they do that because a lot of things. So we
Hey,
probably get
speak on
into
it,
the
boy.
we
Speak
can
on
get
it.
into we probably get into the Freaknik
Oh,
later,
Right,
no,
but
but
right.
yeah, to piggyback on what Kevon said, yeah, I agree because like then again, like now I think about it now, but like for real, like I'm gonna say we blessed. You feel me? Because we had the resources and like the people around us, like that just helped us, like led us into the right path. You feel me? Like right now, because what I do right now and stuff like that, like I love um what I do right now because like this, you see, this is a do good for one. So like we go to like different schools like down in Miami and stuff, and then we go over there, we do these STEM labs, and like we teach the kids how to fix, like how to put together a computer, take it apart, and then put it back. You feel me? They learn all the components and everything and the definitions. You feel me? Like that's like I'm happy that I could like, I guess, like give back to the community. You feel me? Like give back in a certain way,
Right.
and like because like some of these kids, like they do need mentors, man, because they're really doing this like on their own. Like it's
right,
so crazy. Because I
right,
go into those schools and I'm like I be talking to the kids. The kids,
hmm
they be telling me their backstories. I'm like, dang.
Hmm.
Like I couldn't imagine going through that as a kid. Like
Yeah.
that's why like meant like having a mentor and stuff like that. Like me, I have a mentor. You feel me? And I appreciate them. Like because they lead me down the right path. Plus I got the right people in my surroundings and stuff in my circles. You feel
hmm
me? So yeah. But like kids nowadays, they're just following whatever they see.
Yeah.
So it's like I can't blame them because this is just what the world is. You feel me?
Right.
But it's just
It's
I wish it was something different that could happen. I wish like kids had different opportunities to
yeah.
like be able to get out there and know things. You feel me? But it's
Right.
whatever.
Right. I agree,
Uh,
man. I agree.
but,
And
but yeah.
like
Mhm.
well, you wanted to continue. You want me to transition? Because
No. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done.
okay, yeah. 'Cause, I mean, but you made some great points, and
Yeah.
key you the same. It really is what you see, and I remember watching Nightcap with Uncle Ocho, great podcast if you guys haven't checked it out. But
Uh,
Ocho was talking. Ocho's from Liberty City. If you know anything about Chad Johnson, and
yeah.
hmm
he spoke about his upbringings, and he grew up in the hood, and he said, "Bro, it wasn't no doctor or no lawyer or no politician or no mayor or nobody in the city speaking about those routes out of the city.
right,
He saw the dope boys. He saw the niggas with the Cuban links, the low riders, the people that had the money. While everybody else
Yeah.
is struggling, you see the people that have the money. You find out what they do as you get older, and what else? If that's all you see, then what other route are you going to take? You see what I
exactly.
mean? And that's unfortunate. And it's really unfortunate with just how, a very large population of black folks in America are living and are being raised. So, we have to commend folks like French and, anybody else that's doing community service predicated towards mentorship and leadership of children because like he said, he's heard it from the source's mouth. He's heard it from the fountain itself. These kids don't have nothing else to look for. You see what I mean?
Another thing is too is like people it frustrates me so much. People will see stuff that like what French is doing, or like see things that like LeBron is doing for kids in Akron, Ohio. Like oh like things times are getting better. Like there's better opportunities. There's no excuses. Da, da, da. And it's like they could be right now. It could be 1,000. Sean is doing what he's doing. There's still kids right now being neglected from that. There's still kids right now growing up in somewhere that doesn't even get that support. That never get the opportunity. Those kids that Sean are seeing are blessed, and there's people that's not blessed. So I feel like you just can't see things on social media or TV, whatever, or see people how they coming up and just judge them and be like, oh, why you got to do this and that. Like you're the reason why. It's like no, they're not the reason why. You're actually the reason why because you ain't doing shit either. A
Exactly.
lot of people are
Mhm.
pointing their hands and trying to say what's going on, and they don't know what's really going on, man. And even people that are helping, do we need more helping?
Yeah.
It's just, it's just what it is, and
Definitely.
and on top of that, it's just everybody, like we was talking earlier before we started the podcast, like everybody's against each other. That's why we can never really unite.
Yeah,
You know, and that's probably somebody else trying to put us against each other too. But
yeah, it's real.
we
That's real, and that's even amongst ourselves. Because I
right,
just went to a NAACP event at UCF recently, and it was just a
right,
discussion of just like the African and Caribbean diaspora throughout the United States and their relation to the American black that you know you ask them where they're from. I'm from Georgia. I'm from Florida. I'm from Mississippi. I'm from, you feel me? This is where I'm from. That's where they feel like they're from because that's where their parents say they're from. That's where their
mhm,
grandparents say they're from. That's where their great grandparents say they're from. So, we know the origins of us of us black folk coming to this country back in the day
mhm,
that, they keep trying to wipe under the rug and are trying to pass bills to erase from schools slavery, if you don't know what I'm talking
yeah,
about. Like we know how things like this started and how these people got completely how their ties got completely severed from their origins. But like y'all are saying, it has done nothing but give them tunnel vision as far as their mindset is concerned. And let me give an example in this standpoint. Let, we're a sports podcast essentially. Let's bring it back to sports. LeBron James. We see LeBron all the time. We see, um, we saw Odell all the time when he was doing his thing. We see Patrick Mahomes. We see the black figures in the dominant sports that they want, that us black folk, for the most part, are usually, pretty good at. I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah.
Why was somebody's career as immaculate as a Serena Williams on the tennis side of things? Why wasn't her career pushed as much for towards the black youth as LeBron James' career or Michael Jordan's career was? You see what I mean? Why why
right,
why why is that avenue? Of course, everybody knows who Serena Williams is. You should at least. But at the end of the
Yeah.
day, that's not something you can ask our kids. If Sean was to go to those school and ask them if they know who the Williams sisters are, they're not going to be able to give
probably,
him that. They probably won't be able to give him an
mhm,
answer. They ask them who's
Yeah.
who's who's known as the king. LeBron. They know that. You see what I mean? So it's like it really is what is being portrayed to these kids and what they are being shown, the media that they are consuming, and what it is that is the narratives that are being pushed for these people and these for these kids growing up that are essentially going to take up the next generation of this country the same way we're growing into becoming. You see what I mean? So it's like, it's very unfortunate, but to shed a bit of positive light on the conversation, we do have people in other methods, although they may not be pushed as much. The growth is coming. You see the Shannon Sharps. I know he was an athlete, but you see what he's doing on the media side. You see what Stephen A has contributed his life to show people that it doesn't have to be just a Skip Bayless on the TV. And that's not no shade of Skip Bayless, but love Skip. But at the end of the day, you know, that is a white man that doesn't relate to a minority child. They're not
right,
going to see themselves in them the same way they might see themselves in a Mike Wilbon or in uh, there's a lot of athletes on sports media these days, but like a Stephen A. Smith, like I just spoke about. I mean, they know them. They might know them. They probably don't, but they might know them, and but they don't see journalism as an out for them. They don't see the potential of maybe getting into a big time news publication like the New York Times or MSNBC, Fox, whatever
right,
media you consume. They don't see them increasing their proficiency in English and the written word in order to profit that way and to be able to give back to the world that way. They don't view it. They just view, like we said, sports and the streets. There's no in
Hmm.
between. There's no in between, bro. So, I mean, to tie it back into Freaknik, though, um, that was just our bit of philosophical talk on just what black people have been plagued with and, what needs to change in order for us black people to be able to thrive the way that we've seen our people thrive in the past. And, we're thriving now, but, there's always, there can always be improvements and there's always that black cloud that feels like is weighing over a lot of our heads. So, with Freaknik, like I said, it was a celebration of Black culture. It was a celebration of, you know, our people, specifically young people at first, but just our people, our culture, our traditions, whatever the case may be. Now, what I want to pivot to, and whoever wants to get in first to discuss this, because I have a point and I have a reason for this, I think. But what I noticed was just their outwardness, their um, their lack of fear when it came to expressing themselves, dancing in public, talking to people. We find it difficult, and this is so unfortunate. And I suffered this myself because I used to be a very, very, very antisocial person at a certain point in time. The older I got, and the more I became to understand like how other people may have viewed me, or like my or the ridicules that people were throwing my way. You heard shit like African booty scratcher or whatever growing up, and you was a little ass kid in elementary school, you just man, shut up, da 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 da. You joking about it, but for me, it became a bit more difficult. The more I became more wise and became more intellectual and understanding and observant of these interactions that I'm having with other folks, and it's like, damn, you're not even saying that. It doesn't feel like you're just saying that as a joke or as my friend. You like are saying that as a way to try to tear me down, or as a way of like that's how you view me. And I
Hmm.
can't blame you for it because you're a kid just like me. But who do I blame? The people that have essentially brought you up. Just like how
Hmm.
racism continues to continue from generation to generation, because we're not born with this thought to hate another person because of their culture. That's not something
Right.
that we're born with.
Facts.
That's something that is
Yeah.
taught. That's something that is handed over. It's like keys to to an old car, a hand-me-down shirt, a hand-me-down pair of pants, hand-me-down pair of J's. It's keys to the next person to then, you know, exhibit these, nasty characteristics. So I fell into myself a mindset of finding it difficult to speak with other people the way we're speaking on this podcast right now. It became hard for me to have a genuine conversation, something that used to be so easy, and something that we saw people in the 90s and the 80s and beyond doing with ease. Like, why do y'all think people have gotten more reserved in their communication toward not only their communication towards others, but specifically their expressing of who they are as a person? Anybody want to get in on that, or y'all want me to start off with my point? Because I have a specific idea for why.
Oh, let me see. So wait, you're
Like
saying like
just expression itself, like we have a lot more people that are a lot more antisocial than I feel like we've had in the past. Like, why
mhm.
do you think that may be the case?
It might be, you know, I guess a small piece of it is just being now scratch that. It might be just like you just said how you felt how you felt about people when they kept saying that word.
Mhm.
It's just about like how you may see how people act, you may see how people do things
Mhm.
at a young age or old age, and you just really just keep to yourself because you don't really want to be bothered by that. I don't know, so probably because I see like people like I think my auntie was surprised about it too. Like you guys talk to me whatever, and you may see me interact with other people in person, and you might think, oh, Kiwan's pretty. What's the word again? What's that shit called again when you take your personality things? Extrovert.
Mhm.
Like I'm kind of extroverted, whatever. Like I'm
Mm.
really cool, whatever.
Okay.
Mhm.
But
It's really
you
introvert.
know
Yeah.
what you said?
Not so, but you're really introvert. That's what you're trying to get to, I
Not.
guess.
I wouldn't
Well,
say.
not introvert, but like around certain people, you'll be
Yeah,
introverted, but
yeah,
around other people, you'll be, an extrovert.
yeah.
Okay, I get what you mean. I got
Because
you.
it depends. Because if I see how people, like I said people act and stuff like that, I see I peep vibes. I'm like, yeah, I'm good off of them. I be in my own area.
Yeah.
Right.
But if I'm around people that I may feel comfortable, not comfortable, but like I don't give a fuck what anybody knows going to disrupt my comfort. If
Mhm.
I feel around people that's like really like okay, I can be cool with, I would
Mhm.
say I'll try to be more extroverted because I've spoken to people who've seen me before and they're terrified of who I am because how I look. And I'm this big guy and I hover with people, so they're like when they're like kind of scared of what I would say or what I would do,
Mhm.
which I find kind of racist now to think about it. But I will be
That's real
extroverted.
though. That's real
Yeah,
though.
I'll be extroverted. And I'll come with like a more softer
That's
tone.
definitely
Like,
real though.
yeah, like you understand that. So I feel like when you see people that do weird things, or that's like, or you just now you probably never seen them before. You just like you don't want to catch a weird vibe.
Yeah.
You naturally keep yourself inside. And you naturally stick to yourself because a lot of people don't do it because of it. But I think it's mostly because we want mental peace. Like our brains do things without even knowing it's doing things.
Yeah.
And I feel like you want peace of mind most of the time as an individual. And you see all this bullshit going around. It's like I'm just gonna chill out. I'm not gonna get myself into
Facts.
this. Or who knows what this person could do from past experiences. People probably put you in mess up situations because you talk to them. Like it's a lot of things that could go interchange with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Definitely.
That's real. I think where you're getting at is, we can feel that aura. We can feel that kind of, it's like a feeling you get when you
mhm.
can tell that there's like some tense energy in the air. Like,
Yeah.
and it's not even, it doesn't have to do with people of other races. It doesn't have to do with people with da da da. Although that might often be the case. Um, it's just something that you feel naturally. You're wondering why somebody's, you caught somebody side eyeing you as you're walking through the grocery store, or you caught somebody, or you catch the damn, what's it called? The damn gas station clerk staring at you while you just trying to grab something off the rack
Hmm.
to buy while you purchase your gas. Like,
Man.
like it's like, bro, it's
Man.
man, listen, I'm telling, it's a literal feeling that you can get, and it's like, bro, like you just
Like
like,
I feel you just I could feel your presence just like bro, I'm grabbing a drink, a Gatorade. I just came from a workout. I'm grabbing a
man,
Gator out the fridge.
yeah,
But he want to walk by, act like they're checking stuff. Soon I'm just be like, I know what you're doing, bro.
like
Like,
it
I'm not
right. Like,
stealing.
can I help you? Real
Like,
talk. Like,
come on,
do you
bro.
think I like
Like,
what? You think I'm
bro.
gonna grab this one bottle of Gatorade and run out this bitch?
Yeah. Like I might as well do it then.
I
Like,
might as well. Like, what the? Like, come on, bro. It's a certain aura you get
you
around.
mind it.
It's a certain aura you get around certain folk, and it's a feeling
Mhm.
that's like, bro, I don't even know if you somebody that I could rock with for real, bro. I'm gonna get smacked back in on the conversation in this aspect because I'm gonna share what I think has caused the reservedness that, if that's a word, the reservedness that we have felt as far as expressing ourselves and expressing our culture like they used to do back in the 90s, and what we saw in the Freaknik documentary. Bro, it's done a lot of good, but in my opinion, it's done a hell of a lot of bad. Maybe as not as much as the good, but bro, this rise of technology for me and social media has been so detrimental to our society, in my opinion, and the way we interact and the way we have conversations with one another. Because if you think about it, in the 80s and the 90s, yes, you have this throwback footage from Freaknik, but this is people carrying big ass camcorders. Not everybody had a big ass camcorder that they could hold up and record your
Hmm.
every doing. So it
Gee,
doesn't feel like, you're being watched at every single part of your life, or everything you may do can somehow end up being recollected and referred to in the future, even if it was some dumbass shit that you were doing back in the day off of just make being the kid and trying to grow up and doing something fucking stupid. Now, these big ass movie theater ass director ass camcorders have turned into these right here.
literally.
Have turned into these right here. We got cell phones now. Everybody walking this earth, for the most part, at least in our society, American society, at all times has an outlet that they can instantly catch you for the remainder of your life doing
Mm-hmm.
something that you cannot physically wipe away. And
Right.
that, I think, the idea of that, along with the rise of social media and the speed in which everything hits the internet, has caused us to be a lot more careful and a lot more afraid of how we portray ourselves
That's,
in public, even when it
that's
comes to us having a good time. Because it feels like I can't even go to to a street party or a bar or whatever and just let loose after a long week, after a long day, or go to, whatever the case may be, without fear of somehow ending up on somebody's For You page or somehow ending up
Mm.
on somebody's timeline about, you know, my quote unquote shitty dance moves. Fuck you for recording me in the first place. I'm having a good time. I'm
Yeah.
enjoying my piece. What does that have to do with you? But you want to get your engagements, you want to get your likes, you want to get your clicks, you want to get your little fame from it. So you
Yeah.
record it, and your caption is, "Hey, look at this idiot dancing like a weirdo." When in reality, I'm letting loose. You never know. I might have just lost somebody yesterday, and this is my
Right.
release, and this is my release for it. This is my outlet.
Mm.
This is my getaway from it. So, Smack, I want you to touch on what you think technology and social media has done for us as a society in general, but as the topic is, black culture and freaknik type culture, expressing of and celebration of the black culture. What do you think it has done for us in its totality?
It has its goods and bads, but like so far it's been a lot of on the negative side because that's what sells. That's what gets the engagements. That's what gets the likes. That's what really just gets put out there. On everybody's For You page and interest and likes and all that. So I feel like yeah, and I feel like it's hard to celebrate and like really express culture because you have someone who either is a bigot or just ignorant of that culture,
Yeah.
Say
just
that
either
again.
gonna a bigot.
Hey, that's the word of the day. I like that word, bigot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call my boss a bigot
Yeah,
tomorrow.
word of the day,
Oh,
bigot.
sugar.
Word of the day is bigot. I like that word though. That's real though.
Yeah.
So a lot of people like, just ignorant to the culture and just want to either A, make fun of it or two, just record without like, no consent or just, just to record, not and just, you know, not try to be in a moment and just like, just be considerate of that person or whatever, you know. And so that's like one of the biggest things. And then I feel like also like I say on our part too, because like the person being recorded and then not like to your example, dog, like, just letting loose in the club, just having fun or whatever. But like, you have those who like kind of just take things too far or
Mm,
like kind of do the most in an instance where, it may not be like the super appropriate at the time or manner of, whatever the situation may be. And then it's just like it's toppled on top of that with okay, now you're recording it and posting it out there. So now it looks even worse. So now you know, like Freaknik nowadays, like now it's like how you were just telling us, like we didn't even know Freaknik was just supposed to be, just a gathering of, just celebrating black culture, just having fun, just enjoying ourselves. Now it's just now the idea and concept of it is just a whole bunch of ass shaking, sex, and then whatever, you feel me? Especially
yeah.
like what the media perpetuates it to be. So it's just like I feel like, those certain individuals that kind of like took things too far and took it to a place of inappropriateness and then now on top of social media just blasting it out through everywhere. So now it just now you have a narrative, okay, this is what Freaknik is. It isn't, it's now Freaknik is this instead of what it was supposed to be originally supposed to be.
Yes. Exactly right. Exactly right. And to your to
Great
your
point.
to your point of, people feel like they can't even let loose or, you know, act out of the ordinary, the ordinary matrix, rat race, whatever you want to call it, that we usually live in. They're trying to let loose. You even have situations where people are just literally minding their own business, doing nothing, and somebody feels the need to record them and put them on social media or put them on something and attribute it with some comment that essentially makes fun of said individual. Case in point, I seen a TikTok recently where this girl, I think it's a girl, maybe a guy, I don't know, but they recorded a dude at a bar, and he was literally just chilling, just leaning on the bar, and he was drinking a beer, whatever the case may be, and he's just, nodding his head to the music or whatever. And this lady feels the need, or man, or whatever. I'm not gonna, I don't want to misattribute attribute or whatever, but
Misinterpret.
misinterpret, yes.
Uh,
But they record this person and then post the caption saying, "This weirdo is all by himself at a bar. Is that not weird as fuck? And then now you got all these engagements talking about why the fuck would he go out by himself? Why the fuck da 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 da. Imagine if he came across that video and he's just looking at a TV, maybe watching a sports game. Maybe this is somebody that is of it falls in the bracket that we just discussed that may not have that may be antisocial or may not have an immediate group of people around them, may not have a family like French has hinted to earlier in the conversation with some of these kids, may not have people or somebody that they can go out with to be viewed as a normal outing with the buddies or with the friends or whatever, and
Right.
decide to go get a drink by himself. What is wrong in that? He's not bothering nobody. He's minding his business. He's not pressing on nobody. He's watching TV. He's chilling, nodding his head to the music. Why do you feel the need to record him and make a fool of him because, he is essentially by himself or doing something that is viewed that is not the norm when you're going out? Who gives a fuck if somebody goes out by themselves? What's wrong with going out by yourself? I don't
Literally.
understand. I don't understand how these things that society pushes and this mindset that a lot of us are currently wired in is acceptable in any means. That's the reason why folks are afraid to do anything in this world. Because I can't even just chill at a bar by myself and get a drink without you trying to make a joke out of me. Like, what type of shit is that, bro? Like,
And then like
Oh,
to add on to your point, dog, like like you said, for example, like one of the story that you shared, like how you went out to the towns, like you really don't know nobody. Like he could have just been trying to maybe be social or just
exactly.
trying to see what's out there.
Bro. That's crazy.
Or
Cause
like he could have just been waiting for somebody. We don't ever
We
know
don't
the
even know the situation, but now you have him posing as if he's a weirdo stalker. He's staring at people. He's by himself. Why is he by himself? He's not even, bro.
he's minding his own business,
He's minding his
literally.
own business. Why don't you do the fucking same? Come on, bro. Yes, me too. Yes, right. Retweet, bro. I would exactly, and like French said, you don't know situation at all. You don't know if he probably just left his group. Maybe his group wanted to go home. He felt like he needed another hour or two to just settle his mind before. Maybe he had something big to do the next day. Maybe he had a big project at work. Maybe he's like I said, which is the worst alternative, because now you're really ridiculing somebody that's already suffering from antisocial tendencies. What if he's just an antisocial individual that's, like Smack said, trying to go out and hope to make a friend or two, or to hope to find, a potential partner, or maybe he's some like, what do you gain from that? I just don't understand it, and it's like we don't mind our business. We're too focused on what other people got going on, and you very well could have been the reason. Worst case scenario, God forbid, knock on wood, but you could have been the very reason that this say the video goes viral, but he ends up seeing the video. He's already been going through tragic times, like French has mentioned, or we've been discussing, and he decides, bro, I have the whole world. What feels like, even though the internet is big, but it's smaller than you think, bro. It got 10,000 likes, cool. 10,000 people you will never see a day in your life. Just to give you a positive outlook on how you may be framed in other regards. But what I'm saying is, now you just gave that man probably his 13th reason. And now, because you want to be somebody that wants to make a joke, or you want to be somebody that wants to get a click or wants to get a like on your post, you just got rid of a probably very beautiful soul on this earth. God forbid, this I'm saying worst case situation, but I'm saying these are the things we need to think about when we're thinking about, I mean, when we're discussing, or we're dealing with other individuals And I think it is the reason, it is what we can attribute to people's more reservedness, people not wanting to go out, people not wanting to enjoy themselves no more because everything is caught on camera, everything is on film, bro. Key, like what you think, bro? And there's no problem with that. And there's no problem with that. I don't understand, man. Because it's like, bro, I was just in Cali. My family, and imagine, I was sitting around some folk. Imagine people recording me because I went to a Clippers game. I went to a Clippers game just off a whim by myself. Imagine people decided to record me. Like, why is this dude at a public event by himself? Why can't I be? My family just caught a flight early. My flight is a day later. I can't spend my time doing something. You don't even notice, but you feel the need to record me. Come on, man. Exactly, bro. I'm sorry that you feel, yeah, I'm sorry that you need the adulation and the appreciation and the, acceptance of everybody around you in order to live your life. Because at the end of the day, you may feel like you're doing it right, you're doing the XYZ, like he said, and like he said, this might be an effect of how society has depicted certain things. But you may think that you're living the right way, when in reality, nigga, you're not even living your own life. You got other motherfuckers living your life for you because you care about everybody else's opinion, everybody else's attention, and you're focused on what other people are doing. When in reality, you should be focusing on yourself. Exactly. Exactly. Gee, half y'all stink anyway. Half y'all don't take showers. Half y'all don't wipe y'all ass. Why would I want to be around y'all in the first place? Gee, y'all don't brush y'all teeth. Man, what? Don't get me started, bro. I'm glad to be away from y'all. What? Yeah, and I'm not saying this. And I'm not saying it's a problem to go out with your folks, to go out with your peers, etc., etc. Because at the end of the day, if you have friends and people that you cherish, like I got these guys right here, it's thing. Of course, I'm gonna want to if we're available. Yo, you trying to go watch the game? You trying to go hang out? You trying to kick it at the crib? Cool. Of course, I'm gonna be open to doing that. But why does it have to be a negative stigma towards doing something by yourself or me expressing myself in the way I want to express myself? That shit don't got nothing to do with you at all. It's literally you could have gone your whole life without recording that video and nothing would have changed. You know what I mean, man? So I think that plays a lot from the reservedness and the kind of closed offness that we've seen from changes from back in the day, man. Last thing I want to say is I don't know, man. I mean, black culture is beautiful, bro. And if there's anybody that's watching this that has some racial animosity or racial, negativity towards another race or towards black people specifically, man. I mean, black people are beautiful, black people are intelligent. You're not a lone one, which is not good, but black people are beautiful, black people are intelligent, bro. Just like any other people are beautiful and any other people are intelligent and any other people are, for the most part, kind-hearted. So just go into your next interaction with somebody that may differ from you in any way, shape, or form with a more positive outlook and think about how would that one interaction can end a person's life or save a person's life. Case in point. That's how I view every interaction, bro, because like for instance, the job I'm working right now, it's relatively older folk and everybody speaks about the fact that like I feel like they feel like I've brought a new energy to the office because the energy has literally been black and white. It's been dead. It's quiet all the time. It's the same shit that you're doing every day, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And people have literally told me that they appreciate me being hired or whatever because now I have something something right in my proximity to help get me through the day. That's just because I view interactions with other folk like that. Now, will I get into an argument here and there? Of course, like everybody else is going to. Will I get, will I feel some type of way about somebody? Of course. But what good and like, what am I doing for myself when I make that known to this person in a way, shape, or form, man? God didn't put me here for that, bro. God put me here to uplift folk the best I can, bro. So that's what I'm gonna do the moment as long as I'm living. So I'm not I'm not with all that fuck shit that has us feeling like we in this box and we just not who we supposed to be, bro. So I mean, man, we 55 in. This is a real last episode, but anybody else got any last remarks they want to make before we close this bitch out? Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Come on, man. He does. Every right. Yeah. Nobody. Hey, hey, man. I think all four of us have dropped gems this episode, man. So that's the best we can end it off for y'all, man. We wanted to switch it up and talk about life for y'all for a second. Definitely, like we said, the Freaknik documentary just dropped today. So if you are hip to the culture or not and want to get hip with the culture, you might see some shit you wasn't expecting, but go take go go give it a go, go give it a watch. Go give it, and go, actually educate yourself on the real that's going on, not just what the media is telling you. And do that in all aspects of your life, please, because the media is one thing, and Key already hinted at. Shit, we might need an episode on that because the media got a whole bunch of narratives they be pushing. I ain't lying though. I'm in real. Come on, man. Like, we got shit like that that's a poppin' and it's fun and it's cool and all, but there's more to life. So take care of yourselves, y'all. Take care of y'all people. And with that, I don't got much else to say. Anybody want to sign us up? Find your inner peace and find your purpose. That's all you can. Yes. We love you, bro. Yes, it's okay. Life is tough right now, but it's gonna get better. This Hey, hey, he real though. Man, he hilarious, bro. And if all else fails, if you can't find nothing else to cling to, get yourself a protractor and get right like my nigga McKinley did for his cut, boy. Cause that boy, hold on, that boy, that boy, casket fresh, Dougie fish. Ah, yo, ugly. Hey man, with that being said, yeah, you late, kid. It's too late. With that being said, with that being said, man, that's another episode in the books for MKZ, man. It's been a journey, but we kick in. We gonna keep it going. So love y'all, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. Until next time, we'll be back with some more sports, some more life. We don't know what's gonna be next, but something's coming soon because we gonna keep it rocking for y'all. But until that day comes, man, MKZ signing the fuck out. Hey, that was a good episode, y'all.